Hi, this is Jonah Wine for Jonah Sportsbook. We have week 3 of the NFL ahead of us. Here are my picks for this upcoming week. We have Thursday night, Jets vs. Browns in Cleveland. I think the Browns finally get their first win of the season. It's a 3.5-point spread. I think the Browns defense is playing quite well, and I think they can cover. I go Browns 3.5. Now for the Sunday games. 49ers versus the Chiefs in Kansas City, 6.5-point spread. I think Pat Mahomes is right now the reigning MVP. He's definitely playing the best out of all the quarterbacks in the league. I give them the Chiefs 7 points, and I think they cover and beat the 49ers. Broncos versus Ravens in Baltimore, 5.5-point spread for the Ravens. This is a tough call. I think the Broncos lose the game, but I'm not sure the Ravens can cover the point spread. It's going to be a gamble, but I guess I'll go with Ravens in the 5.5, and hopefully they can score 2 field goals or a touchdown. Giants versus Texans in Houston. 0-2 Giants versus the 0-2 Texans. It's 5.5-point spread for the Texans. I think the Giants lose the game. Deshaun Watson is playing phenomenal. He's a great quarterback as well. I think that Texans win. Giants go 0-3. Raiders versus Dolphins in Miami. I think John Gruden finally gets his win. It's a 3.5-point spread for the Dolphins, but I think the Raiders come back and the Raiders get their first win of the season. Packers versus the Redskins. 2.5 points for the Packers. I gotta go Green Bay. I think Aaron Rodgers is playing incredible as always, and I think that the Redskins get another loss. Bengals versus the Panthers in Charlotte. 3.5 points for the Panthers. I like the spread. I think the Panthers win the game. Cam Newton definitely knows how to run the offense. I like the Panthers for 3.5, and the Bengals, although playing very good right now, I think they get their first loss. Colts versus the Eagles in Philadelphia. Eagles favorite 6.5. I like the Eagles to win, but I don't think they're going to cover the 6.5 points. I say Colts for the point and Eagles for the win. So that could be an upset of the week. Titans versus Jaguars, 6.5 points for the Jaguars. I really like the Jaguars in this game. It's a division game. I think the Jaguars defense is playing phenomenal, and I really like the Jaguars to win at 6.5 versus the Tennessee Titans. Saints versus the Falcons in Atlanta, division game, 3.5 for the Falcons. I think that the Falcons pull it off and get the win. I don't like the Saints. I don't think they're playing that great this year. They're a little bit flat, so I say go with the Falcons at 3.5. Bills versus the Vikings in Minnesota, 16.5-point spread for the Vikings. The Bills are just awful this year, so for the Vikings to score 16.5 points, it's not going to be much of a stretch. I definitely say Vikings win the game. That's the gimme of the week. Chargers versus the Rams. Rams are favored 7.5. They're in LA. I like the Chargers' chances of scoring, but I don't think their defense can handle the Rams, and I think the Rams will pull off the 7.5. That's going to be a gamble because I could definitely see the Rams getting 7 points, but it's that half point that could definitely cause problems. Cowboys versus Seahawks. Seahawks are 0-2. They're in Seattle. It's loud there. I definitely see the Seahawks covering that 2.5 over the Cowboys. Cowboys aren't that great. I think the Seahawks get their first win and cover the 2.5 points. Bears versus Cardinals, 5.5 points for the Bears. Cardinals are just playing terrible, so I think the Bears can easily cover that 5.5. I think the Bears win by a touchdown, if not more, and get the win. Patriots versus the Lions. Lions are 0-2. Patriots have a 6.5-point spread. I say Patriots. They are on the road in Detroit, but I definitely think the Patriots can pull it off and get the win. Steelers versus the Buccaneers. 1.5 points for Steelers. I think the Buccaneers win this game. Ryan Fitzpatrick is playing great. I think they get the upset and get the win. Now I'm going to break down quickly my power ranking teams for this NFL season. I really like the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs have a great team this year. I think they're definitely a team to watch. I really like the Rams. I think the Rams are an all-around great team. I really like the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars are playing great. And the Vikings. And those are my top 4 teams. And I guess I'll throw in the Bears because I'm such a big Bears fan. But we'll go with the Bears as a power ranking team. Top 5. So we've got the Chiefs. We've got the Jaguars. We've got the Rams, Vikings, and Bears. This has been Jonah Wine for Jonah Sportsbook. Have a good night. I'll see you next week.